Methodology has resulted in 6 updated categories: market towns, as before, key service centres, primary parishes, which was a new category, secondary parishes, tertiary parishes, and other parishes. The report sets out at Appendix A and B the hierarchy in the current local plan and the proposed in 2024. Appendix C details the revised criteria and scoring, and Appendix D details the parishes where parishes sit in the revised categories based on the scoring detailed in Appendix E. The numbers of dwellings that will be required to be located within the rural parishes have yet to be established. They will be dependent on existing commitments and completions of houses, the number of and location of the strategic development areas being brought forward, and the number of houses those areas will be able to deliver, and the trajectory of that delivery when the local plan period to 2042. The methodology detailed in the Cabinet paper will, if approved, become part of the evidence base presented to the Planning Inspectorate for consideration at the examination in public in 2027. This is a significant milestone for the local plan review, and I would ask you, Chairman, to make the recommendation to Cabinet set out in the report. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much indeed, Mark. So the recommendations are that we approve the town and parish settlement hierarchy and its methodology as evidence to support the emerging development strategy. 2, that gives delegated authority to the Director of Planning to make minor non-material consequential changes to the document as necessary. And I'm happy to take any questions or comments in relation to this. I've got Bill, and then Robert, then Gordon, please.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to... it was me first, wasn't it? Sorry. I just wanted to say that I do support this, and I know that it is difficult because we're talking about development, and we have to bear in mind throughout this whole process that this is not something of Breckland's own making. This is a response to the government deciding unilaterally, without any consultation, to increase the number of houses that they expect Breckland to deliver from the unreasonable demands of the government. And I do support the huge amount of work that's gone into this, and I will be agreeing the recommendations.
Thank you, Sam. Question 1 is, do those numbers of 906 a year apply throughout the plan period?
Do the number of units apply throughout? It's an annual figure.
Yeah, the new target is right through to 2042 per year. And secondly, how does the methodology address the when and where aspect of the allocations?
So the when and where, so now we've done the settlement hierarchy, the team will now be working throughout that in July, August, with an early understanding of September for us to go out to the Regulation 18 process. That would depend on the work we're doing through the current SDAs, so you'll be aware that we've got several sites. We're engaging really proactively with those locations and those hinterlands. Those individuals particularly have to do a lot of evidence and preloading to give confidence to the planning policy officers that those sites could be deliverable, and we could evidence that to the planning inspector when we get to that relevant process. So we're hoping that we will be in a position to confirm our intentions for sites across the district through the Reg 18 process late September, early October. Anything else, Robert? No? Thank you. Gordon, and then Paul, then Phil, please.
Thank you. I also generally support the proposals that you have. I think they have been forced on us in a way, and that's something that I agree with the method we're using to get to it. I will just bring in 2 comments from villagers of mine. First of all, Boardswell, who feel, first of all, that they are rather cut off from Breckland in that they have no real public transport links with the district at all, and in particular that they have no links to medical facilities by public transport in any way. The medical facilities are at Elmham, possibly at Swan Morley or at Reetham, and there is no public transport to those 3 points. I believe that they have already contacted you directly, Chairman, as well as the planning department about that. And secondly, Ling, who would like it pointed out that Ling is a village that is totally cut off from main roads, and therefore to be described as a secondary parish is probably not quite correct for them, but presumably the process will find these things out. Thank you.
Lovely, thank you, Mark. I don't know if you want to respond to that.
Thank you, Chairman. I think it's true to say that officers will be looking at connectivity outside the district as well as inside the district, because there are a lot of parishes to the north of the area where I live, which the connectivity to Fakenham, which is in North Norfolk, is essential, where there are doctor surgeries and dentists and that sort of thing. So connectivity within Breckland is not a criteria which we would actually adhere to.
Lovely. Thank you. I've got Paul and then Phil, please.
Yes, thank you, Chairman. Well, I also support this, and whilst agreeing with everything that Bill has said about the imposition of these figures and all the rest of it, for me, the thing that stands out with this piece of work is the feedback from public consultation and how we've listened to it and how we've embraced it and how we've gone forward with a methodology that wasn't liked. And now I think this one will be liked and will be supported. And so for that reason, I think it's great. And I think we're doing it time and time again, Chairman, under your stewardship throughout this process, where we're engaging with all of our towns and parishes and bringing them in, talking to them individually and going forward. And this will enable us to go forward again. And I think it will be a piece of work that will be supported. And I indeed will be supporting it. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, Mark, for that introduction. It's often said of people in public service that we don't listen and we just do our own thing. And I think in this particular case, we're demonstrating very clearly that we've listened not just to members of public, but also to those in authorities such as Planning Inspectorate. We were criticised quite rightly, I believe, for our fairly crude methodology that was used in the previous iterations of local plans. Local plans have matured over the years, and not only have they matured, but requirements to be met under local plans have changed significantly. And in this particular instance, I think we should commend the whole team for taking quite a radical approach to understanding growth, to understanding need. We've just heard in particular from Mark there that yes, the team will be looking outside of that sort of magical line on a map which defines one district council from another, because that is absolutely essential. If you're in the south of the district, everyone knows in Thetford they're very close to the Suffolk border. In the north, we're close to North Norfolk and the market towns around there. And clearly the hinterland of the market towns transcends those county district boundaries. And it's very important, therefore, that we need to take a holistic view. And I believe we've done that here. And echoing other comments that colleagues have made, this is not us as a council sort of gerrymandering through a proposal. We have tried to engage, and quite successfully, as we've heard, with all our communities. This is a proposal that we are forced to adopt. We have no wish to deliver 903 houses year on year on year until 2042, but we're told we have to do it. And other comments that have been made by villagers in my particular ward are, well, why are we bothering to do it? Because in 2028 we won't exist. Well, of course we won't exist, but the local plan will. And the local plan will be adopted by the authority that takes over the roles and responsibilities of Breckland District Council. So the plan is essential. We cannot just ignore it. It has to be done properly. So I commend these proposals very firmly. I think we've done a cracking job. in actually quite a short period of time too. So I, like my other colleagues, will be totally endorsing and supporting this proposal, Chairman. Thank you.
Lovely, thanks, Phil. Any other questions or comments from colleagues? Anything else from Simon or James to add? Nope, super. So the recommendations have been presented. All those in favour? Thank you very much. That's unanimous. So that formally closes today's meeting. Our next meeting is scheduled for Monday, the 22nd of September 2025, here at 9:30. Thank you very much, everyone.